everybody. Dave Brown and Corey Macklin here at ringside, ready to go with another day of USWA Championship Wrestling.
Oh, we're ready to go with it today. We've got Eddie and Doug Gilbert. They're going to be here today in action in the ring. Also, the Missouri Tiger, Jeff Gaylord, and the Spellbinder teaming up here today.
Absolutely.
And to the expiration of time, it's Jerry the King Lawler and Brian Christopher teaming up today right here on USWA Wrestling.
Interesting pairing in our opening match, too. Skull Von Crush team with JC Ice. They will be right here to go against Spellbinder and Jeff Gaylord when we return.
This audience wants to know, I want to know, we're all curious, are you gonna marry Goldie Hawn, or is this just
the questions.
You know, it's daytime TV, we gotta know everything.
The tough questions.
The rich should pay more taxes. Certainly, are you going to argue against that?
Yes, I am.
The difference is Donahue.
Donahue, weekdays at 3 on Channel 7.
Sure, my old job gave me a paycheck, but it didn't give me much else. So I called ITT Tech. I always liked electronics, and with their help, I was able to turn what I like to do into what I'm paid to do. Now I have a job that gives me some real satisfaction, and something I never had before, a real future.
For an informative brochure, call ITT Tech at 1-800-942-0088. That's 1-800-942-0088.
I'd always been into electronics.
Like what you do?
But I just thought there wasn't time.
Do what you like.
Then I thought, 2 years from now, I can still be hating my job. Or I could be graduating from ITT Tech. I lose some sleep, but I don't get tired like I used to. You know, it just doesn't feel like work.
Call 1-800-942-0088 for details. 1-800-942-0088.
If the very word makes your mouth water, has the Olive Garden got news for you. Like you've never had it before. Sensational seafood. Lasagna. Fantastic 5 cheese, hearty meat and sausage. Delicious spinach and mushroom. And our classic, cheesier, more flavorful than ever. Lasagna like only the Olive Garden could do it. Baked fresh every day. The Lasagna Lovers Festival, now through April 3rd.
Betty Crocker knows what guys want.
Potatoes.
And Betty makes one hot potato.
How about it, Mom?
Remember the great taste of homemade tuna casserole? Remember how long it took? Try Tuna Helper Creamy Noodles. It makes a great tasting stovetop casserole in 20 minutes. Tuna Helper.
Makes a real good meal. Yeah.
In the ring right now, the Missouri Tiger, Jeff Gaylord. Jeff wearing the University of Missouri Tigers jacket there. Of course, Jeff, All-American in football at the University of Missouri. Very proud of a picture of himself with Bob Hope, the All-American team. And, of course, the Spellbinder. Spellbinder, man who was able to demonstrate some illusions for us a couple of weeks ago. Headed this way right now. I see JC Ice and Skull Von Crush. Just head to the ring, guys, if you don't mind, right here. All right. Hey, wait a minute. That's Gaylord's jacket there.
Come on. It's an interview, man. What is this?
That's Jeff Gaylord.
Looks like jacket, yeah?
That's Jeff Gaylord's Missouri jacket from the University of Missouri. That's what that is.
Hey, what M? M. What does M stand for? Is his name Maynard or Gaylord, yeah?
Gaylord.
M stands for Maylass because he's the grizzly.
That stands for University of Missouri, in the great state of Missouri.
You know, I don't like this jacket, and I think Missouri is just a horrible state here in America. And do you know what I think of it? Do you want to know what I think of it? What do you think of it? I tell you something. This is what I think of it. Hey, come on.
man, that is something.
Disgusting is what that is.
Yeah.
Gaylord's in the ring screaming for Skull Von Crush to get in there. He and Spellbinder have a match against these guys, but instead of the guys heading for the ring, what do they do? Come over here and start messing around with Jeff Gaylord's University of Missouri jacket, his letter jacket from his football days at the university. Gaylord chasing him around the ring. Skull Von Crush and J.C. Ice apparently not too anxious to climb in the ring against him. Now they have a little meeting of the minds over here in the corner. Gaylord's in the ring. Spellbinder in the ring. And about to step through the rope. Who? Skull Von Crush. Gaylord says, yep, I put Skull in here. He's the one I want in there. Looks like it's going to be Spellbinder starting, though, for his team. And no, it's not going to be Skull. It's going to be J.C. Ice starting. J.C. against the Spellbinder. And we are underway.
Yes, we are, with the opening bout today on USWA Wrestling.
I'll wrestle you long you don't turn me into a frog.
Oh, boy.
Oh, J.C. Well,
tell the Spellbinder, I promise I'll wrestle you if you don't turn into a frog.
My goodness. J.C. Ice and Skull Von Crush both out here with the insults.
Said the Spellbinder pulled his hair in there. I didn't see it. It's the Spellbinder for his team, but J.C. Ice started off for his side, and he shoves Ice down again.
Yeah, he claims hair pulling. I was watching that one very closely, and there was absolutely nothing wrong with that.
No.
That was just power from the Spellbinder.
That's all, absolutely. Spellbinder backs him up, whips him into the ropes now. There's J.C. Ice under, comes back. Big Spellbinder picks him high in the air and dumps him down. Oh, he just dumped J.C. Ice down high in the air there. He was about 7 feet in the air at least.
J.C. decides, I think I need a break. I'm going to tag my partner, Skull Von Crush here. Von Crush takes the tag. He's in against Spellbinder. J.C. complaining about every illegal possibility, none of which occurred. Spellbinder just overpowered him.
Yeah, J.C. Ice, he had me about the shorts, Dave. Spellbinder gives Skull Von Crush a break over in the corner over there. Boy, I don't know if Jeff Gaylord will do the same once he gets his hands on Von Crush. He is wanting to get in there against this Skull Von Crush. The big German wrestling from Berlin, Germany. And he is knocking away on the Spellbinder. Slips him over. Spellbinder fighting back now. Flips Von Crush over and tags Jeff Gaylord. Here's Gaylord, and there goes Von Crush. He's out of there.
Skull Von Crush jumped out of the ring. I mean, he was under that bottom rope incredibly quickly when Gaylord was after him.
He leaped over that thing. Then he got out of there. Gaylord was going after him, and boy, he didn't try to hide in the bushes at all. He let Von Crush know that he was coming after him. Gaylord stemmed it in with J.C. Ice. Jeff Gaylord has got that jacket over in the same place now, over in their corner with Bert Prentice. Good place for it, maybe Von Crush won't bother over there. Whips J.C. Ice in, big shoulder block.
I want you in there, get in there.
Oh, and Gaylord challenging Von Crush again.
Skull Von Crush doesn't want anything to do with Jeff Gaylord. He backs away when Gaylord starts for that corner.
Big slam in there from the Spellbinder. Backs J.C. Ice up, whips him in. Takes him down there and goes up to Von Crush. And again, Von Crush takes off. Ham's Ice right into the top turnbuckle. Here's Skull Von Crush. Back in there. He's going after the Spellbinder. Into the rope. Elbow knocks the Spellbinder down. Ooh. Oh, and rubs the boot right across the forehead of the Spellbinder. And again, it's Skull Von Crush. Want to work. Look at this Spellbinder. Starts that flip. Two. And Von Crush is up.
Thought for a second he had him there, but hey, look at this. Skull Von Crush can't get out of the ring fast enough. Gaylord got a hand on him that time, but now the race is on. Gaylord catches him, rolls Skull Von Crush into the ring. He got a couple of shots at him.
Yeah, he's going after Von Crush, and Von Crush hightails it out.
They're leaving. Referee's tolling the count at 10. This one's over. Referee says ring the bell. He counted him out. Gaylord got his hands on Skull Von Crush, and Von Crush left. JCI said, hey, if you're leaving, I'm not hanging around here. He left with him, too. Let me get a comment from Jeff Gaylord. Understandably upset about that.
Let me tell you something, Skull. That was the biggest mistake you ever made in your life. Spitting on my jacket. The blood, sweat, and tears that went into this thing mean more to me than anything. And I'm gonna bust your skull. You hear me? I'm gonna bust it. Right.
Those two are going to be seeing each other in the days ahead. I think you can count on that. Back here with more action from the USWA still to come.
Hello, fans. Big night coming up Wednesday night, Evansville Coliseum, 7:30 bell time. Get ready for USWA Championship Wrestling. Going to be a well of a night coming up down there Wednesday night. Opening bout, it's Skull Von Crush versus the Spellbinder. That's the opening bout. Then, Boys in the Hood, graffiti match between former partners. JCI says it's a little paint match when he tangles up with his former partner, Sir Wolfie D. Then, returning to the USWA, Billy Joe Travis taking on Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. That should be a well of a single bout between Travis and Eddie Gilbert. Then USWA heavyweight title bout, Brian Christopher challenging Dangerous Doug Gilbert. Christopher is trying to get back that USWA heavyweight title that Gilbert is wearing around his waist. Then Moondogs take on Brian Christopher and his partner, Billy Joe Travis. Yeah, the Moondogs bring all sorts of things to the ring, garbage cans and boards, but they better look out for that guitar, that Billy Joe Travis guitar, as he calls it, will probably bring Wednesday night at the Coliseum.
You've got to be kidding me. What happened to Jerry Lawler? What happened? We give you a beating, Jerry? You don't want to show up? I'm hearing, what is this, Billy Joe Travis? Brian Christopher? You're killing me. I want to tell you something. Look at my babies. Look at, I took them to Chicago. They're hot. They're ready. I am convinced, brother. Puerto Rico, Japan, Mexico, name it. The stinking South, there is not a tag team. There are not two wrestlers anywhere in the face of this earth that can defeat them. And you're going to bring in bums and losers and wannabes like Billy Joe Travis? Oh, please me. Jerry Lawler, listen to me. I know, pal, your boots were made out of stone and you got your hair transplants, but mister, we put you out. I'll tell you something. I don't ever think you're going to wrestle here again. Oh, you ain't never seen nothing like it. My babies are happy. Aren't they gorgeous? Are you going to take Billy Joe Travis and stick him in the ring with him? It's never going to happen. Jerry Lawler, goodbye. Bye, Billy. Bye, Brian.
Got another match coming up here just momentarily. Wolfie D is scheduled in as a single. Yeah, formerly partners with J.C. Ice, who was in our first match here today, formerly PG-13, but boy, those guys have had a falling out.
I think J.C. Ice is not far away. Speak of the devil, huh?
Yeah, here he comes. Oh, my goodness, he got a can of paint with him, too, it looks like. I guess it is.
I'm so excited today because you know why? Finally, things are going the Iceman's way. Look, Dave, I don't even have my hubcap. You know why I don't have my hubcap? Because I have this. Wolfie D, you remember the days of being in the hood, boy? We painted up your mama's car. We painted up your daddy's car. We painted up my daddy's car. We painted up buildings. We painted up everything. This week, Dave Brown, we finally have a JC Ice match. A Boys in the Hood paint match. Right, Dave Brown?
It's called a Boys in the Hood graffiti match. That's right.
Graffiti match, exactly right. And I am the king of graffiti. Look, Dave. Ice, PG-13. The whole thing is graffiti. And I'm the master of graffiti. So what I've done for you, Dave Brown, is I brought this board out here. Will you hold this for me, Corey, please, sir? No. See, I did this because, Wolfie D, I want to make a point to you and to everybody else that Wolfie D, W-O-L-F-I-E-D, ain't nothing equals to nothing but a P, U, N, K. Wolfie D equals punk. And that's what you are, boy. In the hood, I used to paint people up, and you, I'm going to be more excited when I beat your brains out and leave you laying in the ring, boy. Then I'm going to paint you up. I wish I had yellow so I could paint the yellow streak down your back for the yellow-back coward that you are, Wolfie D. You're nothing but a coward, and never, ever forget that J.C. Ice made you everything you are today in this wrestling world, right, Dave?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. I know that you guys were a formidable tag team as PG-13, and I do know that the... Oh, speaking of a hubcap, and speaking of Wolfie D, here he is right here. The graffiti match has been signed.
Graffiti match. JC, but who's the real graffiti master? I think it's me. You see those shorts he got on? Who did those for you? I think it was me, pal. Yeah, this is real good right here. Well, this week, on that graffiti match, you're going to be the human graffiti board, JC Ice, because I'm going to paint you up pretty pictures. You want to paint one, Dave? I'll let you paint something on them if you want. And all you people out here, you'd like to paint something on JC Ice, wouldn't you? Yeah, I think these people got a few things they want to paint on you, JC. So everybody come on down, because JC's going to get real pretty.
Well, Wolfie has got an excellent point here. This is not a one-way thing. It's the loser of the match, whoever it is, be it Wolfie D or be it JC Ice, that gets painted with graffiti. Yeah, let me get rid of this thing right here. Put up a wet paint sign, I think. Wolfie does have a match. He's headed for the ring right now, as you see. And he's going to be going against Ken Wayne, who has just stepped into the ring. This will be a one-fall, 10-minute time limit match. Single match coming up here today. Tag team action got us going in the USWA today. And here's the inspection of Wolfie D by the referee, Kevin Christian. Calls for the bell, and here we go.
Yes, sir. One fall, 10 minutes in time, and it is single action. Wolfie D wrestling from the hood, and Ken Wayne wrestling out of Memphis, Tennessee. And immediately Wayne says, he pulled my hair. He just pulled my hair. Good move. Just a good, clean move from Wolfie D in there. And they tangle up. They're in the middle of the ring again, and Wayne working over his arm there. Wolfie D backs him up, whoops him in. Wayne leaps over, nice arm drag. Good takedown from Wolfie D. He is barring that arm of Ken Wayne there. Holding on to him tight. Wayne with a couple of right hands. Reversal here, Wolfie D whips him in hard. Takes him down. Another good move in there, Dave, from Wolfie D.
Absolutely. Wolfie D looking mighty good in this match. And he's not going against the pushover either. He's going against one of the toughest veteran wrestlers anywhere around, former Nightmare Ken Wayne.
He is, and Wolfie D certainly not stepping back in this one. Going heads up with Ken Wayne. Good bout here today on USWA Championship Wrestling. Headlock, standing headlock from Wolfie D. Holding on to Ken Wayne. Wayne, ooh, the little back suplex there takes him down. Ups the back of the head of Wolfie D, and uppercut and nails Wolfie D.
And we're up to a great start here today, but there's lots more to come. We got the Gilberts coming up. We have Lawler, Brian Christopher as a tag team, all coming up later today.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Look forward to all of that. Right here today, nice back chop there from Ken Wayne. Follows with an elbow, and he covers Wolfie D. One. Only a one count. Wolfie's up. And Ken Wayne immediately covering over there, and well, he ends is just jumping right in the midsection of Wolfie D. Backs him up, whips him into the rope. Big kick from Wolfie D, and it's Wolfie D fighting his way back in there now. Going after Ken Wayne. Whips him in. Boy, he wound up and he nailed Ken Wayne. What a wind-up, huh? They can use that one in the major league. Boy.
Feet on the rope. Oh, look at J.C. Ice jumps in there with that can of paint.
J.C. Ice out here. Oh, no, he's not going to use that stuff. Yes, he is. Brandon right in the eyes. Oh, whoopie-dee. Oh, that is absolute. Come on, J.C. He got that stuff right in his eye.
What I forgot to tell you is this is Krylon paint, and Krylon stays on stuff forever, and it never, ever comes off. Whoopie-dee, you'll never see again, boy.
Come on, J.C.
Absolutely. That's one of the worst displays. I mean, to come out and spray paint in a guy's eye.
He's not trying to hurt him. He's trying to put him out of wrestling.
Trying to put him out so he can't show up for that match coming up. That's exactly what he's doing. J.C. Ice with his can of spray paint. Yeah, get Wolfie taken care of back there. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
This audience wants to know. I want to know. We're all curious. Are you going to marry Goldie Hawn, or is this just
The questions.
You know, it's daytime TV. We got to know everything.
The tough questions.
The rich should pay more taxes. Certainly, are you going to argue against that? Yes, I am.
The difference is Donahue. Donahue, weekdays at 3 on Channel 7.
It's National Lobster Month, now at Red Lobster. Crack it open, take a bite. Lobster lovers, tonight's your night. Fresh from Maine, Rocktails too. It's Lobster Month, just 1 month to enjoy 7 great lobster dinners and tasty lobster appetizers, all at special prices. Special time, special taste. If you're looking for lobster, this is the place. Hurry to National Lobster Month, now at Red Lobster.
With so much health-related information out there, how can you make sense of it all? Easy. Just watch Channel 7 Eyewitness News anchor Susan Hyland every Friday night at 10 as she takes a look at fitness programs, equipment, health clubs, and diet, plus profiles of local people who've changed their lives through healthy living.
Join me Fridays at 10 for To Your Health. Channel 7 and ABC, the Tri-State's 24-hour news source.
I've covered a lot of winning teams over the years, and now I've joined a winner, Team ABC Sports. We want you to join too. Here's how. Call 1-800-ABC-SPORTS. Call right now and you'll get this Team ABC Sports watch free as a sign-up bonus. You'll also get over $500 in discount coupons, a subscription to Team ABC Sports Insider, and much more. Best of all, this $550 plus value is only $29.95 plus $7.50 shipping and handling. Call now and win big.
Well, the Gilberts are strutting around the ring, showing off their respective belts. Eddie with the unified title, Doug Gilbert with the USWA heavyweight title, and also Eddie Gilbert has that Lord of the Ring ring.
I can trust you with this, can't I? I want you to sit right here and guard this with your life till I'm finished. Then I'm going to talk to you.
Well, that's a beautiful ring. There is absolutely no doubt about it. I'm just not convinced that it's in the hands of the person that probably should own it. But it was won in a match.
Here's the world title. You look after that. Make sure Jerry Lawler come in and steal that from you.
Yeah, we'll keep our eyes on it here. I don't know. He didn't. He won the ban.
With that stuff again.
He won the ban. There was no theft there. Yeah, I'm a little surprised Eddie's here after his mother found out about that situation, too. Oh, well. Doug Gilbert starting against Tony Williams. And out on the floor, hot stuff Eddie Gilbert yelling at the crowd about something.
Yeah, just anything. Basically. Dangerous Doug Gilbert. Tony Williams in the ring right now. And, oh, boy, Doug. With a right hand, sends Tony down. Backs him up, whips him in. Tony goes up down. Hey, what a move from Tony Williams, huh? He comes off and he's busted. Hot stuff, Eddie Gilbert. Knocked him over the ring apron. And Eddie is hot right now.
He sure did hit you, Eddie. I saw it. He came right across the ring after he ducked under Doug Gilbert's right hand, and he nailed you as you were standing there showing off, talking to the crowd.
Tony Williams did one of those type of things, you know, Dave, that he got Eddie Gilbert before Eddie got started. You know, he knew to nail him before he nails him first. Doug Gilbert goes over and sends Ken Raper off of the ring apron. He whips Tony in. Williams goes under and looks again. He got him. What a couple of surprise moves from Tony Williams, huh?
Tony just outsmarted Eddie. That's all there is to it. And Doug, for that matter.
Give me in the mouth, Dave.
Oh, both Gilberts over here complaining loudly about Tony Williams. Tony refusing to be intimidated by the Gilberts. What's Eddie got in his right hand?
Yeah, I saw him going in his tight over there. I was trying to see. Can't see what he's got. There he is up on the ring apron there.
We're watching you. We're paying attention.
He's got something. Hit Tony with it. Hits him with it a couple of times and stuck it back in his tight, whatever it was. I didn't see what it was.
I didn't see what it was either, but he's been known to carry brass knucks. That was not a traditional set of brass knucks, but he could have something, lead pipe or something in his fist.
He goes over and knocks Ken Raper off of the ring apron. Comes back, and boy, he's laying him in on Tony Williams. Hot stuff, Eddie Gilbert, the unified world heavyweight champion and the holder of the Lord of the Ring that he's strutting around here. Misses as Tony gets up and he tags Raper. Here's Ken Raper in. And a couple of punches from Ken Raper. Doug Gilbert hits Ken from behind, and they double up on Raper here now. Eddie Gilbert drops him off, and Doug slams him down hard. Off of the middle rope like someone else we know, Dave. Comes hot stuff Eddie Gilbert, 2 and 3.
Well, the Gilberts wrap it up. After Tony Williams really looked good early in the match, Ken Raper came in, looked pretty good too. But finally, the Gilberts double up and use whatever tactic and walk out with a victory in hand. Hot stuff, Eddie Gilbert and his brother, dangerous Doug Gilbert. Now Doug walking over this way to, I'm sure, have a comment or two about the situation. And maybe a comment about a match with Brian Christopher, who's going to be trying to take this belt away from you.
Dave, you know what this is right here?
Yeah, I know what it is.
USWA title, right?
That's right.
So you call me the champ from now on, right? See, Brian Christopher, last week, what happened was I would come out here, and what I say I do, I said I was going to take the USWA heavyweight title from you, and boy, I did. But see, Dave, I'm still just a little bit mad because everywhere I go, all these little girls, you know, these little ugly girls that's right out here, Dave, they come up to me and they say, boy, Brian Christopher, he's too sexy, ain't he? He's real sexy. But you know, Dave Brown, anytime Brian Christopher wants a title match with me from now on, what he's going to have to do is put up, you know, he's got that pretty black hair sticking up and everything, Dave Brown. How pretty do you think Brian Christopher would be with a peeled onion if all this right here, if I take some shears and shave his head bald? I bet that'll end all them little girls saying, ooh, too sexy. Because this week, any time he wants a title shot, he has got to put his hair up, and I will shave your head, Brian Christopher. You can count on stop you
My hair is at stake, but so is that title. Here's my ring. Here's my ring. I have the ring.
You're trying to take my ring.
Oh, I have it right here.
I have a big announcement for everyone. I am not only the unified world heavyweight champion, but I would like to thank my mother and father for making this possible, for bringing me in the world, you, Dave Brown, Eddie Marlin, but most of all, I want to thank Jerry Lawler for giving me the honor and the privilege of taking what no man has ever took from him, the Lord of the Ring's ring, so you can just call me the Lord. Okay. We have a very, very important match this week.
Yeah, you're right. And I see with a white flag that you understand the situation. The coward waves the flag match.
Dave, what has happened here in this situation between Jerry Lawler and myself, it's gotten a little out of hand. We went over the top just a little bit because last week, following this television program, I had to go to a funeral in my family. Now, everyone was upset. It was a close relative. Everyone was very upset there. I went in, and some of my relatives come up to me, and they said, Eddie, tell us it's not true. And I said, what is it? Tell us that wasn't really Jerry Lawler's jacket that you cut up on TV. And I said, it was. It was Jerry Lawler's jacket I cut up last week. And from now on, Lawler, I'm going to take, and I'm going to take, and I'm going to take. And Doug, come here. I want you to hold this flag. And for all you illiterate people out there, slow learners, let me explain the rules of this match to you very quickly. It does not matter if Jerry Lawler pins me or if I pin Jerry Lawler. My unified world title is at stake, and his crown is at stake. His crown is at stake. Doug, you will be sitting in my corner with this flag. I want you to understand something. We all know what kind of man Jerry Lawler is. What he will do to win a match. He will do anything. He will bring a chain, a chair. He will throw fire. So I want you to promise me something. I don't care if he throws fire over my body and I'm melted through that arena. I don't want you to wave that flag. I don't care if I'm covered in blood from head to toe. I don't want you to wave that flag. You understand? Yes, I will not wave it. I don't care if he breaks my arm in two and my bone is sticking through and blood is squirting out everywhere. You do not wave that flag. Okay, I will not. Because in the end, and we all know that the end is near, that Brian Christopher, being the coward he is, Lawler, he will wave your flag, and he will wave it fast. And then Dave Brown, I will not put just any crown on my head. I will walk out of the arena, the Lord of the Rings, the unified world champion, and finally, what I've waited for, Jerry Lawler's crown on top of my head, and I will be the king.
The crown is at stake. It's going to be a very difficult match for both men coming up this week. We'll be right back.
This audience wants to know, I want to know, we're all curious, are you going to marry Goldie Hawn, or is this just going to
The questions.
You know, it's daytime TV. We got to know everything.
The tough questions.
The rich should pay more taxes. Certainly, are you going to argue against that? Yes, I am.
The difference is Donahue. Donahue, weekdays at 3 on Channel 7.
At AutoZone, most of our customers are folks who like to work on their cars themselves. But the ones who come in most often are those who work on cars for a living. Guys like Ed Graven. Now, Ed's garage is in Ogden, Utah, where most of the time you'll find him pulling an engine or sliding under a car. And just about every day, he drives past a half dozen other parts stores on his way to AutoZone. Because Ed knows that when it comes to getting the right part for the right price, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
If the very word makes your mouth water, has the Olive Garden got news for you. Like you've never had it before. Sensational seafood. Fantastic 5 cheese. Hearty meat and sausage. Delicious spinach and mushroom. And our classic, cheesier, more flavorful than ever. Lasagna like only the Olive Garden could do it. Baked fresh every day. The Lasagna Lovers Festival, now through April 3rd.
Mom, know what your kids get from the cereal in this balanced breakfast that they don't in this one? 40% more sugar. Doesn't that seem a little off balance? Crunchy sweet honey gold from Wheaties. Bet they'll never miss the sugar. Mom, know what your child is sure to find inside every box of Frosted Flakes? 40% more sugar than honey gold from Wheaties. What a surprise. Crunchy sweet honey gold from Wheaties. Bet they'll never miss the sugar.
Very enthusiastic crowd with us here today. We hope you'll be joining us for USWA Wrestling. Here comes the King right here. I want to talk to the King about something very, very special as he heads this way. There he is. Well, just look at that, Corey. Eddie Gilbert can come out here and claim anything he wants to, but there's the King of Wrestling right there. The King. Greeting all the crowd. King, I know you've got some very important wrestling matches coming up, and we'll talk about those later on, I hope. But right now, I want to talk about something very special. I know it's been a tough several months for you, and I just want to say congratulations, because in recent days of what has happened with this situation that I know has been just a nightmare for you for the last few months.
Well, it truly has, Dave, and I thank you, and I thank Corey, and thank you, everybody, and I do owe a great deal of thanks to everybody watching out there, everybody here in the studio, the support all throughout this thing from not only, you know, I like to say my fans, but I'm saying everybody that I think everybody that knows me and has known me over my 23-year career, I think knew all along that this was a fabricated story. And I told everybody all along it was a fabricated story. Then even the young lady came forward and told them. And finally, we finally got the Commonwealth of Kentucky to realize and admit that it was a fabricated story, and all the charges were dropped. And I do want to say thank you to everybody that stood behind me. I've faced in my career, Dave, some tough opponents, from Joe LeDuc to Terry Funk to Jackie Fargo, Bill Dundee, Eddie Gilbert. But believe me, you don't know what it's like when you go up against the prosecutors from the state of Kentucky. That's some tough opponents right there. And you know, you always talk about needing help and having some great tag team partners, and I've had some great tag team partners over the years. Bill Dundee, Jackie Fargo, Brian Christopher. But in this particular battle, I had the greatest partners, tag team partners, that I think has ever been assembled. And I want to take this opportunity to thank my Memphis attorney, which was William D. Massey, and my Louisville attorney was Tim Dennison. And these guys, I wish you would give them a round of applause. I'm going to try to have them here on the show later. They did a super job. And let me just say this. Anybody out there, if you ever need an attorney, if you're in Memphis, Tennessee, William Massey is the man to call. If you're in Louisville, Kentucky, Tim Dennison is the man to call. These guys stuck with me all the way through, did a super job. And I want to, you know, I just want to say that throughout this whole situation, everybody has come to me now and says, man, are you going to sue people? Or what are you going to do about this thing? I'm just so happy to have all of this over with and have my name cleared. And I'm not mad at anybody about this, even though it has been a real unfortunate situation. But you know, throughout all of this, the young lady that was involved was pressured into making the statements to begin with. I want to thank her for coming forward and telling the truth on the situation. Even the prosecutors in the state of Kentucky, even though it seemed to drag out forever, I mean, they were doing what they thought was right. They were doing their job, and so, you know, it's one of those things where there's really no bad guy involved, and so I'm not mad at anybody. I'm just thankful and want to thank God up above that this is all over with. And thank you all for sticking with me. One of the things that I wanted to say, you know, what was so important about all this was friends sticking by me. And I have been so fortunate over this career of mine to make so many friends. And one guy that I just want to mention right now, who is a very special friend of mine, is named Pat Collins. And he owns Pat Collins Auto Glass out on Summer Avenue. And last week, after I won Eddie Gilbert's mother's van, he ran out there as quick as he could because he just couldn't stand the thought of the King driving his mother's van, so he took a fire extinguisher off the wall back there and threw it right through the windshield. Well, Eddie, I'm sure you thought that I wouldn't be able to drive that van, but I have just a little piece of tape that I made this week. I want you to watch this right now, if you would, Eddie. You know, Eddie Gilbert, I'm sure that you thought when you grabbed that fire extinguisher and threw it through the windshield of your mother's van that was going to be it, that I wouldn't be able to drive that van. But as you can see, that van is as good as new right now, thanks to my good friend Pat Collins and his staff here at Pat Collins Auto Glass on Summer Avenue. Because you see, Eddie Gilbert, I'm going to tell you about something that you don't know anything about. And that's what I got. That's called friends. All I did was, as soon as you busted that windshield out, I got on the telephone and I called Pat Collins and I brought that van right over here. And here's a man that works for Pat, Sean Newquist. And Sean, how long did it take you guys here at Pat Collins to get a new windshield in?
No, less than an hour.
Less than an hour, and I was tooling around town in your mother's van, Eddie Gilbert, and I've been driving it around ever since. Do you understand? So I want to tell you something. You're not going to stop the king. One way or the other, I'm going to come out on top. Now, let me tell you one more thing. If you got any more funny business in mind, you want to try to do anything else to this van, what did Pat Collins tell you?
He told me just to bring it back any time, and we fix it for you. All you got.
All right. Thank you, Sean. So you see, Eddie Gilbert, when you got friends, brother, you're always going to come out on top. I just once again want to say thank you to everybody involved, and I got some more words. I'm going to be out here in a few minutes. I got some special words to Eddie Gilbert and to Doug Gilbert about these matches coming up this week. But right now, thank you, everybody.
All right. Thank you, King. And again, congratulations on everything. Finally, once and for all, being settled. Corey?
Yeah, congratulations to the King. Hey, fans, we've been telling you about a special night that's coming up Monday night, March 7th, here in Memphis, Tennessee, Mid-South Coliseum. Going to be a great night. It's Monday Night Memories, and my colleague Dave Brown has been doing a special, bringing to you Memphis Memories. Take a look.
Thanks for joining us for our third look at Memphis Memories. Today, we'll take a special look at the history of studio wrestling. We'll also hear from Eddie Marlin and look at some of Jerry Lawler's most memorable moments. First of all, we've had a lot of feedback from our memory video last week and requests for more details on the Memphis Wrestling Hall of Fame induction. Now, this will be held on Monday Night Memories at the Mid-South Coliseum on March 7th. A big night of wrestling is planned, including a party with the legends for Golden Circle ringside ticket holders, a big ceremony that will include introductions of the legends of Memphis wrestling, and finally, we'll have the Hall of Fame inductions. Right now, here's Eddie Marlin with more details on the great legends that'll be included in Monday Night Memories.
Thank you, Dave. I got a couple of more important announcements to make about Monday night, March the 7th, Memphis Memories. Already signed is 15 legends to be there. Sputnik Monroe, Al Green, Jim White, that's Jerry Lawler's very first partner, and none other than Lance Russell, the voice of wrestling for many, many years. And the featured match of that night, March the 7th, Memphis Memory Nights, will be a 10-man elimination match to determine the best of Memphis. Already signed for that match, Austin Idol, Handsome Jimmy Valiant, Terry Funk, Jerry Lawler, and the other 6 names will be announced next week. It's proving to be a great, great night for the Memphis wrestling fans.
Studio wrestling has been a big part of the history of Memphis wrestling. Corey Macklin has this special report.
Thanks, Dave. Studio wrestling has been a part of Memphis television for over 45 years. It all started right here at TV5 around 1949. One of the hosts of wrestling at that time was Big Jack Eaton. Wrestling then moved to Channel 13 in 1958. Joining the wrestling at that time as a co-host was Lance Russell. Dave Brown joined the wrestling program in 1966.
Hello, everybody. Dave Brown here at ringside, ready to go with another big Saturday of Channel 13 Studio Wrestling.
In March of 1977, studio wrestling moved back to our current home right here at TV5.
Can go. Let me just stand up and say something to you right now, fella.
Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Ugly and Uglier just arrived. Now, why do you want to come out? I knew you couldn't stand it. Tell that to all those rednecks out there, because I know better, but it is good to see that nose again.
Studio Wrestling from Memphis is the longest running and highest rated television program in wrestling history. I think that Lance and Dave have been a major part of studio wrestling's success, bringing you the most unpredictable wrestling action anywhere. To this day, I still remember a classic interview. It was with Jerry Lawler. Sam Bass, and Plowboy Frazier.
He's asked me time and time again if there isn't something he could do for me, and this. Thank you, Frazier. Thank you very much. And to him, this is. Let
me cut it in two.
Yeah, go ahead. And you better eat it because to him this is a big deal. So just
Okay.
And that's what we're going to do. You know, you remember a few years ago when you had a little trash problem down in Philadelphia, Mississippi?
Yeah, I remember.
What'd you do to it?
Well, I got my bulldozer and I put them underneath that pond down there in Philadelphia, down in Neshoba County.
Tell them about it, baby. We're going to eliminate the trash in professional wrestling, and you're looking right now, ladies and gentlemen, at your new Southern Heavyweight Champion. Now, wait a minute. Before we leave, Dave, let's see you take a bite of that watermelon. Just.
I'm not sure.
Go ahead, Dave. Thank you.
Another memorable moment was when Dr. Frank made his debut.
Jerry Lawler undoing one of the padlocks on it. There are two.
You read about Dr. Frank?
Yeah, I read about Dr. Frank.
Well, in this box, I got Dr. Frank.
This is Dr. Frank in here?
This is Dr. Frank, and I'm not kidding you with you. I'm not kidding. Wait till you see. He's the greatest wrestler that you're ever going to see. Now, you got the camera ready? No. I want to show you now. I can't show too much here. You see that? All right.
How about the time when Jimmy Hart and Andy Kaufman got into a big brawl right here in this same very studio? There are a lot of memories of studio wrestling. I hope that you'll continue to join us as we look forward to making many, many new memories.
Next week, we'll have more from the King, and also we'll focus on two men that have been partners with and had classic battles against Jerry Lawler, Austin Idol and handsome Jimmy Valiant. Join us next week for more Memphis Memories. All right. Well, I tell you what, thanks. That was kind of special there. You saw prominently there one gentleman have a special announcement to make about it. Memphis Memories coming up at the Mid-South Coliseum Monday night, March 7th. That'll be a week from Monday night. Next week we'll have more to say about that. But also right here on this very television show, next week, something very, very special. Going to have a special I've been waiting to say this for 5 years. I'm going to have a special co-host on the television show next week. Lance Russell is going to be joining us right here.
All right.
Be watching. Be here if you have tickets. Otherwise, be watching us on television.
Boy, this is set up to be a big night coming up. I'm excited about it.
It is. And for fans all over the USWA, wherever you are in the United States right now, if you might want to make your plans to make a special trip, if you can at all, to the Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee on Monday night, March 7th. It is going to be some kind of night with the legends
indeed.
there.
Can't wait.
Let's take a quick break. We'll be back here, and we'll talk more after this.
Hello, fans. Big night coming up Wednesday night, Evansville Coliseum, 7:30 bell time. Get ready for USWA Championship Wrestling. Going to be a well of a night coming up down there Wednesday night. Opening bout, it's Goldman Crush versus the Spellbinder. That's the opening bout. Then, Boys in the Hood, graffiti match between former partners. JCI says a little paint match when he tangles up with his former partner, Sir Wolfie D. Then, returning to the USWA, Billy Joe Travis taking on Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. That should be a well of a single bout between Travis and Eddie Gilbert. Then USWA heavyweight title bout, Brian Christopher challenging Dangerous Doug Gilbert. Christopher is trying to get back that USWA heavyweight title that Gilbert is wearing around his waist. Then Moondogs take on Brian Christopher and his partner, Billy Joe Travis. Yeah, the Moondogs bring all sorts of things to the ring, garbage cans and boards, but they better look out for that guitar, that Billy Joe Travis guitar, as he calls it, will probably bring Wednesday night at the Coliseum.
You know, I'm standing here with my good friend Billy Joe Travis, and this week, myself, Brian Christopher, and Billy Joe are going to step in the ring against the Moondogs. And you know the Moondogs, they like to swing them chairs and them boards and everything they can get their hands on. But I don't think they've ever had a guitar upside their head, have they?
Well, you know, Brian, when you talk about sneaking rats, you talk about conniving people, you talk about Brian Christopher, and I'm glad he's on my side. So the Moondogs, let me tell you one thing. I've been swinging guitars a lot of years, boys, and I'll tell you, I know you boys hadn't failed my guitar, but I'm bringing them to this town this week, and I guarantee you one of you fathead Moondogs are going to get it smashed over your head. If you don't believe me, ask Brian.
I can't wait. Moondogs, we're going to turn you into a couple of puppies and have you running out of town with your tail tucked between your legs. So you show up because you got the sexiest man alive and the sneakiest man alive that's going to bust your skulls. Be there, because we'll be there waiting on you.
Well, the ring awaits. We've got a tag team match coming up here, and oh my goodness, Soul Train. We'd heard the name. Here they come. These guys are big. And one guy is huge. As they step up and prepare to do battle with the King, Jerry Lawler and Brian Christopher. Lawler and Christopher are stepping up on the ring apron right now. Soul Train already there. This, a match to the expiration of time.
The Soul Train standing in the ring there, and they're waiting their opponent. They may want to back up and turn that train around and go the other way, boy, when they realize who they've got here today. Jerry Lawler and Brian Christopher. Interesting outfits and all that this Soul Train comes in there with. Oh, he tells his security man to take his hat and cigar. Don't try to smoke my cigar. Don't take an extra puff, please.
You know, I saw those horns sticking out of that hat, but I thought they were going to come off with a hat. They didn't.
He's got those things in his head, doesn't he? That is Mr. Lucifer of Soul Train. That's Brian Christopher, this team of Lawler and Christopher. Mr. Lucifer nails him with a right hand, and Christopher swings back at Mr. Lucifer and nailed him with another right hand. Mr. Lucifer, very wrestling attire with those horns, as you pointed out, Dave, and he's got a cummerbund and bow tie on, also.
and a tail. Can we point that out?
Yeah, and a big tail.
Yeah. I don't know.
Whoa! That's the ghetto blaster of Soul Train. He comes in, and Brian Christopher shoves him off there.
I think he's counting teeth after that. Brian Christopher put that boot right in his mouth.
Christopher attacks the King. Jerry Lawler and Christopher with Bert Prentice over in the corner cheering on. What a work it is. Mr. Lucifer with a couple of knee lifts. Boy, rolls Lawler out of the corner and tosses the King. And Lawler fighting back here. Attacks his partner.
Mr. Lucifer took a little time to celebrate with the crowd. He shouldn't have. Lawler nailed him.
That was a big mistake for Lucifer. Dollar backdrop as they take Mr. Lucifer down. The Soul Train. Our first look at him in the USWA. And boy, a tough task for them today against Lawler and Christopher. But right now, they're double teaming Brian Christopher. Ghetto blaster in there, down and away. Comes off the rope! But he nails his partner, Mr. Lucifer. A big kick from Christopher. He covers too. He got it. Jerry Lawler and Brian Christopher get the win over Soul Train.
It's a good victory for him. Soul Train, welcome to the USWA. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
grew up right here in the tri-state. And for the past 13 years, he's brought you news and information about the people, places, and events that have shaped our communities. Now every Wednesday night at 10, Channel 7 Eyewitness News anchor Randy Moore gives you his unique perspective on stories from the past.
Join me Wednesday night at 10 for another entry in my weekly journal. Channel 7 and ABC, the Tri-State's 24-hour news source.
Wouldn't you like to make a rich, sumptuous triple fudge brownie cake like you've never seen?
Go ahead, it's easy.
Brand new from Betty. Easy, delicious desserts. What about a luscious apple crisp dessert like you've never tasted?
Go ahead, it's easy.
Mix with a fork, bake, and serve. Betty's new, easy, delicious desserts.
Go ahead, it's easy. Go ahead, Betty's got it.
If you like your sports big...
Ah, there comes some more. Well, you got to be prepared when you do the big board.
Catch Mike Mallory at the big board weekdays at 6 and 10.
And yes, it's in there. And in fact, I caught it. That's the thing about big board. We take you right to the game.
It's like no other sports report on television.
Right there. You're not going to see that anywhere else.
Only on Channel 7 Eyewitness Sports, part of the Tri-State's 24-hour news source.
Good. Right on in here. Okay, I got the pizzas for the commercial. What pizzas? You know, let Big Sir Waterbeds put some pizzas in your bedroom. That's pizzazz, you idiot. Let Big Sir put some pizzazz in your bedroom. Yeah, okay, everybody. That's lunch.
At Big Sur, the Avalon Oak Wall is $3.99. Add a queen-size waterbed and it's $5.99. Or $7.99 buys your choice of the Arizona or Bayview walls. Add the queen-size waterbed to either and they're $9.99. At Big Sur Waterbeds and Kids Beds.
Boy, what a day we've had today on USWA Wrestling. I tell you, we got off to quite a start. Jeff Gaylord and the Spellbinder, and then Skull Von Crush with all that action with a Missouri jacket, and that just disgusting as all of that was. Then Gaylord and Spellbinder ended up winning, though, because Skull Von Crush and J.C. Ice left.
Yeah, but then J.C. Ice showed back up.
With a spray paint.
Yeah, and it's spray painting Wolfie's eye. The Wolfie is okay.
Yeah, and those two will meet again.
Yeah,
let me tell you. We hope we meet again. Next week, we hope you'll join us. Until then, for Corey Macklin, I'm Dave Brown. So long, everybody.
The announcers on this